brunch, we went to the Publican, which is actually owned by the same restaurant group that owns Avec, the Mediterranean restaurant that we went to last night. And they were nice enough to give us glasses of champagne to celebrate my fiance's birthday and gave us a cake, and the food here was really good. And then we went to the Good Ambler for a quick coffee stop, and then to also take a little bit of a break before continuing the rest of the day. We're going to the Field Museum right now, but we had to take a little bit of a detour because this weekend is actually NASCAR weekend in Chicago, so a lot of roads are closed. So we had to take an Uber from the cafe to like somewhere nearby the museum, and now we're walking there. Yeah, the Field Museum is apparently one of the biggest museums in Chicago, and you could technically spend the whole day there because it's like 3 levels with a bunch of different exhibits. But yeah, we'll see how long we're there for. But pretty excited to see what the Field Museum has. Entering the lobby of the Field Museum, I was already amazed by the sheer scale of the museum. There was already lots to see, even just in the lobby, and the whole museum is organized by different regions of the world as well as different topics. For example, we went to the Africa section where they had a lot of animals on display, as well as African cultural items and African fashion. We also got to see some sea creatures along the way. And then, you know, I really would say that it's really worth it to spend the whole day here if you're in Chicago for a long time. We just unfortunately didn't have a lot of time because we were there for a short time. But if you really read through all the descriptions and spend the whole day here, I think you can really soak it all in. And then we went to see the main exhibit of the museum, which is Sue the T-Rex. This is the main exhibit that everyone comes to the Field Museum for, and there was a lot of people. Fun fact is that Sue the T-Rex here, the head is not the real head. The real head is on display in a separate glass case, I think to preserve it, but rest of Sue is real. So it was really cool to see. So it's day 4 in Chicago, Sunday. Unfortunately, the last day of the 4th of July weekend. Chicago really grew on me, honestly. Didn't really know what to expect coming because it was the first time, but it's really a hodgepodge of different cities, I feel like. There's a little bit of London, there's a little bit of New York, a little bit of San Francisco. Really felt a lot of different cities coexist here, which is really cool. So now we are going to Restoration Hardware for brunch, or more like breakfast, I guess. But Restoration Hardware, if you don't know, is a furniture brand, but it's also known for its cafes across the United States that are really prettily decorated because their furniture is expensive and really nice, and they use their furniture to decorate the space. And usually each one has a characteristic. I've been to the one in New York and San Francisco, so I'm kind of excited to see how this one compares to the other ones I've been to. And Restoration Hardware is also known for its lobster roll, so probably gonna get that. But also excited to see what unique food that they have in the Chicago location. So I'm walking over there right now from our hotel. It was about a 35-minute walk, but we've pretty much been walking around everywhere because Chicago's still a city, so there's a lot of traffic naturally. So walking actually gets us to places faster than taking an Uber, and plus it saves money. So nice to be able to walk around everywhere. And also whenever I travel, I like to walk around the city or wherever I'm traveling, because I feel like that gets you more immersed into the area that you're in and get to see different areas by walking on foot instead of driving around where things just pass by too quickly. So yeah, it's been really nice walking around. We've been getting I think definitely at least 15,000 steps every day. So it's been both a good immersive experience in Chicago as well as getting exercise as a nice byproduct. So yeah, let's see how RH is. I learned that actually the RH in Chicago is the first location in the United States. So it has all of the food menu items that the rest of the locations in the United States has. I ordered myself a nice cocktail and then looked through the menu and had to get the lobster roll, of course, and fries, truffle fries to be exact. And this omelet was really good too. And to stay a little bit healthy, got a chopped salad. But the RH in Chicago was by far the prettiest RH I think I've been to, and I've been to 3 locations before. And then after eating, we walked around to look at the rest of the showroom where they have their furniture on display, and it was a really great experience. Chicago trip would not be complete without having deep dish pizza, so we went to Pequods, which was the popular recommendation by locals in the area. And I was a little scared because I didn't think I was gonna like deep dish pizza, and I've never had it before. But it really beat all my expectations because the bottom was crunchy, the toppings were really good, and I ended up having 2 slices, which was really filling, but I'm really glad I got to try it. The final highlight of our Chicago trip was this cocktail bar called the Aviary, which is a unique spot because they offer a 3-course tasting menu for cocktails, and each of their cocktails is presented in such a creative way. For example, this one with dry ice, this one with ice cream, and the next one is actually called the Vac Pot. And what's happening here is that the flask on the bottom is being heated up and the alcohol shoots up to the top where there are cocktail items like fruits waiting, and it mixes it up and then they pour this out for you. So this was really cool. And this one, I was breaking a whiskey ice ball with a silver ball. There's a Thai tea cocktail, there's a smoky cocktail, so it was really a cool experience.